It's time to reclaim our 4-point gap against Alaves with a suspension, injury, and COVID scare-filled team. Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. I hope you are having a great day. And up next, as I mentioned earlier, we are facing up against Alaves. Now, this Alaves team is gonna be a little tricky as well. They're currently 16th place in La Liga, and let me tell you their current form. The last 5 games, they have actually lost all of them, with scoring only 1 goal and conceding 11 goals. First glance, this seems like it can be the perfect game for Real Madrid to bag up a lot of goals, but I just want to, give a quick warning. Alaves has started the season pretty well. They have been a team that scores a lot of goals and are probably just having a bit of trouble ever since coming back from the break. They're quite an offensive team, and what I assume, since I haven't actually watched them play lately, is that they're going up a lot and their transition back to defense is probably not the best. So, with that being said, I think the best tactic that Real Madrid can employ against them is for them to have the ball and kind of give them their own trap. So by giving them the ball, they're going to be like, okay, let's go and attack. Real Madrid wins the ball back and hits them in the counter, and I think that's where Real Madrid will find the best success, especially using those wings. With that being said, who's their player to watch? Well, they have 2 strikers. One of them used to be a Real Madrid player. His name is Joselu. He currently has 10 goals in La Liga, while the other one is Lucas Perez. The ex-Arsenal man is actually the current 10th top scorer of La Liga with 11 goals. So both of these 2 players combined make up about 75% of Alaves' goals. So if we are able to neutralize these 2 players, we basically neutralize all of Alaves' offensive capabilities. There are currently very few teams in La Liga that have 2 players with more than 10 goals each, and Alaves being one of them says a lot about the firepower that they have up top. As for Real Madrid, this is where it gets a little bit juicy. We are entering this match with a lot of players missing. First of all, Luka Jovic, a player who has had a very honestly bad season. He is not performing like he did last year at Frankfurt, and he's had a lot of trouble, especially ever since the pandemic started. At the beginning, he escaped the rules of quarantine rules and got caught, and he was fined a lot of money. And then when we restarted practicing, he injures his ankle at home. I think he jumped off something and he landed wrong. And now a third and final issue going on with Jovic is that he supposedly had a grill event with his friends, and one of them happened to just test positive, meaning that he now has to abide by the protocol and self-quarantine. I'm not sure if he has to actually quarantine for 2 weeks, but he has to go get tested, and I think he has to test positive at least twice before he can return to practice. So that is just another stain in Jovic's career so far at Real Madrid that is honestly not looking to be very promising. So hopefully he can get back on track. Other than that, we also have Eden Hazard. What's been happening with the Belgian striker that we bought for 100 million euros? Well, it seems like the injury scare is coming back. Zidane, in today's press conference, mentioned that he is not injured. However, against Espanyol, he picked up a foul that brought back a lot of pain into his ankle. And now that, in combination with, the fear of getting re-injured, is probably keeping him out of the games. He actually did finish the full practice today, and Zidane said that he hopes to have him back for all 4 games and the Champions League game, but we are still awaiting the final squad list for this match. However, even if he does get called up, I do not see him playing a single minute. Zidane is not the manager to really risk his players if they're barely coming back from an injury or an injury scare. On the other hand, we have our suspensions. Reminder that this match, we will be playing without Ramos and CARVAJAL. That is 2 of our 4 starting defenders. Obviously, Ramos being a huge player for us, scoring already 10 goals this whole season, and CARVAJAL actually is having a pretty solid season back there. So this will be a big negative for us coming into this match that is even worsened by our injury list, in which we have Nacho, who is often a substitution for CARVAJAL on the right back spot since Odriozola was loaned out. So he's injured. Marcelo recently got injured as well, so we will not be having him on the left back, who was someone that I actually would have predicted to start this game since Ferland Mendy started the last game. So that is another player that we have out of this match. And then lastly, James Rodriguez has supposedly been telling Zidane that he does not want to get called up to games. So I believe he's probably currently dealing with some other club in order to get their signature and he can leave Real Madrid. He has not had the best of years once again, so he's just a player that it's just time for him to leave. With that being said, we do have Rafael Varane back from that concussion that he picked up against Espanyol, which allows me to transition into my predicted starting lineup. In goal, we will be seeing once again Courtois, who is getting very close to breaking the record for clean sheets. He is currently the #1 goalkeeper with the most clean sheets, 16 this season, so that is great. In the right back spot, I think we will be seeing Lucas Vázquez. Yes, previous years when Zidane used to be our coach back before he left, he did use Lucas Vázquez as a right back in big games such as Bayern Munich and other, I think he used him for PSG as well. So Lucas Vázquez has played there before. Obviously, he is a right winger, not a right back, and this will be interesting. However, he may actually be able to give us a lot of offensive firepower at the right back position, so it may not even be the worst of things. At the center back spots, we are guaranteed to see Militao, other center back. He's been playing great. He was my man of the match last game against Atletico Bilbao. And alongside him, I think it's a safe bet that we will be seeing Rafael Varane, as Zidane mentioned that he is fully fit and ready to go. And on the left back spot, we will be seeing Ferland Mendy. Moving on to the midfielders, as usual, the same midfield that we usually tend to go with for the big games. Casemiro at that center defensive mid, with Toni Kroos and Fede Valverde on the left and right mids, providing both a lot of structure, pace, rhythm to the game that we often need. Fede Valverde has not been starting as many games lately, and every time he comes on, he proves to change the team. So I think it's a guarantee that he will be starting this match. Up top, I think we'll be seeing Vinicius Jr., Karim Benzema in the center, and Marco Asensio on the right. I think Marco Asensio has once again earned his starting spot. However, with Vinicius Jr., funny story, he actually recently got tested for coronavirus. All the players have to get tested before, I believe, every practice in order to practice. And his test neither came back positive nor negative. I think there were some issues, and so that raised some alarms. He actually was not able to practice at all today. And I believe as of the last hour, I was looking this up, and they retested him and he came back negative. So he will be playing this game. However, that was a little bit of another scare that Real Madrid had, but he will be with us this game, and I think he definitely will be starting. And now with that being said, our player to watch, I think I'm going to give it to Toni Kroos this time. He did not start against Atletico Bilbao, and the moment he came on, we saw as the team completely changed. He's the pacemaker of this team. He brings the rhythm, the pauses. He knows exactly when to turn on, let's go in the attack. He knows when to slow it down. Let's defend a little more, hold our lead. So with him, he is just such a vital player to our team that I think with this game, especially because Benzema has been a little slow, Vinicius has not been providing as much, I think it'll be up to a center mid to really step up this game and make the difference, which leads me to the predicted score, which, by the way, as always, I want you to leave down in the comments below who you think will win this game, along with your actual predicted score. And remember, if you get it correctly, you will get a personal shout out from me in that post-match analysis video. With that being said, even though Alaves has only scored 1 goal in the past 5 games and has gotten scored on 11 times, all the other games were just narrow losses by 1 or maybe 2 goals. That, considering the fact that we have honestly not been in the best of forms, I mean, I see us in the attack, and just like Barcelona, I see a very stale Real Madrid, out of ideas, out of creativity, very little off the ball movement, and we're really just relying on, honestly, penalties in the last couple of games and just a little bit of unstructure from the other team to get that goal. So with that being said, I actually see this once again being a very narrow victory. However, this time we will be seeing 3 goals. 2 of them will be for Real Madrid, so the final score will be 2-1. And with that being said, I think Toni Kroos will give us that first goal, the go-ahead goal, that will then be followed by Karim Benzema giving us a 2-0 lead, which will then be countered by Alaves and will pin us into our goal for those final minutes, which we will be suffering once again. However, we will pull through with that 2-1 victory. As always, if you made it this far, please make sure you hit the like button down below. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so to stay up to date with all the latest analysis for pregame and postgames here at El Merengue Culé. If you haven't, make sure you turn on the notification bell to get notified as soon as we post our videos. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you next video, and ¡A la Madrid!